Hello guys, welcome back to another video. The first round qualifying of the Champions League draw and the second qualifying round have been made, and it's time to predict. I'll start with predicting the preliminary round and then the first qualifying round. So, semifinals of the preliminary round: FC Levadia Tallinn versus Vikingur Reykjavik. I'm going to go with Levadia Tallinn. I think they are better. It's in Iceland, but I do think Levadia will go through. La Fiorita versus Interclub des Caldas. And I'm going to go actually with Interclub des Caldas. I don't think La Fiorita are good at all, so Interclub des Caldas. But the final Levadia versus Interclub des Caldas, I'm going with Levadia Tallinn again. And I think they will go through against Malmo. Well, they're going to play against Malmo and not go through. But, these are the first qualifying round matches. So we start with Punic versus CFR Cluj. Punic very rarely get to European football qualifiers, and Cluj very usually do get it. So like Cluj, the experience will show, and they got a way better quality than Punic, and that's why I think CFR Cluj will make it through. They got some decent players there, like Gabriel Debjula, Hadi Sacco, and Cyprien Deats, the 36-year-old Cam. He's an absolute beast. He had like 10 goals, 11 assists in the league. Players like Claudiu Adrian Petria, and I think Cluj have got this. Maribor versus Shakhtar Soligorsk. Maribor has a lot of European football experience actually, and that's why I think they're gonna win and go through to the next round. They actually have some Champions League experience. They've been in Champions League in 2017-18, 2014-15, and Europa League 2013-14, 11-12, and 12-13. So they've been in European football group stage quite a bit, whether Europa League or Champions League. So they got by far a better experience than Shakhtar Soligorsk, and that's why I think they'll go through Maribor. But Shakhtar Soligorsk are not a bad team. Don't get me wrong on that. Ludogorets versus Sucheska Niskic. I mean, this can only be Ludogorets. I think they're a very good team, and I've actually had European football, so the group stage, every year since 2013-14. It's been 8 years in a row they've had European football, whether Europa League or Champions League. Twice Champions League, 14-15 and 16-17, and 6 times Europa League. So I think they'll get one step closer towards European football with a win by beating Suteska Niskic. F91 Dudelange versus Tirana, which is where the UEFA Conference League has been held, the final in Tirana. But I will be going for, this is definitely the first tough one in my opinion. All the others have been relatively easy to predict. I'm going to go with Dudelange though, the Luxembourg team. They've been more impressive in my opinion, and I think they'll go through. But Tirana is like a 51-49 in favor of Dudelange. It's really tight. It can go either way. Tobol Kostanay versus Ferencvaros, in my opinion, that's one of the top 3 best ones because both teams are good. Tobol is a very good team actually, that not many people know, and this season they've not been that good in 2022 because in Kazakhstan they do per year, so it's 2022 season and not 2021-2022. So they're in the middle of their season, which is going to give them an advantage because Ferencvaros have of course finished their season, so they'll be just beginning of their next season, so the players will be rusty. But Tobol Kostanay are 5th currently, compared to having won the league last year in front of Astana. So I do think in the end Ferencvaros will win because Ferencvaros have been in European football in the group stage 3 years in a row, and they are still an amazing team compared to Tobol Kostanay. They can go the distance to the Champions League group stage. Let's see if that happens. But I do think they're pretty easily going to win. But Tibur Costanay definitely are a good team. Malmo versus the winners of preliminary round, which for me was Levadia Tallinn. To be honest, I did it now the first qualifying round because I don't see Malmo losing against any of four of those teams, so it doesn't matter for me what team goes through. In my opinion, they're going to go through easily. Oh, by the way, do you know who the Ferencváros coach is? It's Stanislav Cherchesov, which is the coach that coached Russia to the World Cup 2018. So that's a bit fun fact. And yeah. Malmo. I think we'll go through. Malmo were in Champions League this season, as you may know, in the group with Chelsea, Juventus, and Zenit. They finished last year, but they're still a very good team, in my opinion. And honestly, they can go. They can go as far as the Champions League again, potentially. But yeah, that's why I'm going for Malmo. For me, they're a true good team. Next game, Balkany versus Zalgiris. This one's also really tough, but I will go with Zalgiris. Zalgiris were so close to European football last year. I'll try and find out. They went to the to the Conference League playoff round last year. They lost to Bodo Glimt. So basically, their run was they played Linfield in the first round, 3-1 win at home, 2-1 win away to go through to the second qualifying round of Champions League, where they faced Ferencváros, lost 2-0 away and 3-1 at home, so that was easy. Played Mura, drew 0-0 away and lost 1-0 at home, but we know how good Mura was. And then played Bodo Glimt, drew 2-2 at home with a 92nd minute equalizer, and lost 1-0 away at 63rd minute. Solbakken with the goal. So they were one goal away from making it European football last year. So unlucky. So I do think they're better than Balkany, and I think Zalgiris will go through, and maybe this time they'll get European football group stage, whether Conference League, Europa League, or maybe even Champions League. I don't see them getting Champions League, but you never know. Hoyke versus RFS. Michael Talks Football, if you're watching, I'll do this for you. Hoyke will get the win. And to be honest, it's not even if Michael Talks Football was not a Hoyke fan, I still think I was going to go at Hoyke. They're a way better team than RFS, in my opinion. And they're in the middle of their season, and they are currently second in the league, tied on points with KUPS. So I do think they will get that win and go through to the next round. Bodo Glimt versus KI. Seems easy. Bodo Glimt to go through. I know before last season, so basically, if this game was played last season, not many people would play, maybe not many people would have taken Bodo Glimt because not many people knew Bodo Glimt. But now that we know them, now they've had experience, they can't lose to KI. They can't not go through against KI when they've beaten Roma 6-0, when they've beaten Roma twice and drew once in 4 games against them. When they've beaten other good teams like AZ, they can't lose out to KI. So I think they'll go through to the next round and get one step closer to Champions League, and maybe they'll get Champions League football. I don't think they will, but I do. I'd be very shocked if they don't get European football at all. I think they go through, and once you're in the third qualifying round of Champions League, you're officially getting European football, because if you lose that, you get to Conference League. To the Europa League playoff round, and if you lose that, Conference League group stage. If you're in the second qualifying round of Champions League, you've got a huge chance of making it. Last year, I think 25 out of 26 teams in second qualifying round of Champions League made European football, whether Conference League, Europa League, or Champions League. So if you get to the next round, you're basically very, very close. Zalgiris are, I think, the only team that missed out that were in second qualifying round of Champions League last year. I'll tell you the teams in second qualifying round of Champions League last year, just to show you. So there was Alashkert versus Sheriff Tiraspol. Alashkert had made a Conference League, Sheriff Tiraspol in Champions League, as we all know. Lincoln Redims versus Cluj, both your Conference League. Dinamo Zagreb versus Omonia Nicosia. Zagreb went to Europa League. Omonia Nicosia went to Conference League. Ferencváros versus Zalgiris, so that's Zalgiris are the only team not to. And Ferencváros Europa League. Rapid Vienna Europa League. Sparta Prague Europa League. Celtic Midtjylland. Celtic had Europa League. Midtjylland they had Europa League. Yeah, Europa League. Kairat Almaty versus Crvena Zvezda. Kairat Almaty had Conference League. Crvena Zvezda had Europa League. Malmo versus Hojka. Malmo Champions League. Hojka Conference League. Mura versus Ludogorets. Mura had Conference League. Ludogorets Europa League. Slovan Bratislava versus Young Boys. Slovan Bratislava had Conference League, and Young Boys had Champions League. PSV Galatasaray. PSV had Europa League. Galatasaray had Europa League also. And Olympiacos versus Neftchi Baku. Olympiacos had Europa League. Neftchi Baku, okay, that's just two teams that have not made. And Legia Warsaw versus Flora Tallinn. Legia Warsaw Europa League, Flora Tallinn Conference League. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So out of 26 teams that were in Champions League second qualifying round last year, 24 had European football group stage. So 24 out of 26, let's see the percentage chance of making it to... Wait, this is the only year where we had Conference League, so this is the only year we can take into account. 24 divided by 26. 92% chance of making European football. So, can Zalgiris... I think Zalgiris will make it second qualifying round. Can they make it this time, or will they once again fail to make European football? But see, that's why I think Bodo Glimt will get European football. I think they're pretty easily going to go through. The New Saints versus Linfield. I don't... Like, honestly, the winner of this, I don't see them getting European football, but they have a 92% chance. But they're both so, like, mediocre. I don't see any of them being good. But I will go for Linfield. Shamrock Rovers versus Hibernians. Another two teams that have not made it to European football last year. I think Shamrock Rovers have got the edge right here. Lech Poznan and Karabakh. In my opinion, this is the best tie of this round. And Lech Poznan won the league over Legia Warsaw. Legia Warsaw, by the way, who have not even qualified. They finished mid-table in the Polish league. At one point, they were in the relegation zone, like halfway through the season. So, yeah, I'm gonna make a top 10 most disappointing teams of the year, and they're definitely in there. Shkupi. I forgot to make the prediction. Karabakh had European football. Last year they were in the Conference League. I think Lech Poznan go through just about. Lech Poznan. Shkupi versus Lincoln Redims. Lincoln Redims actually had Conference League last year, believe it or not, and I think Shkupi this time will make it through. But Lincoln Redims could make it through because they got the experience now. Zrinjski versus Sheriff Tiraspol. I mean, I can't not go for Sheriff Tiraspol. They got the experience of Champions League, and I think they'll win. Whether they make Champions League again, I don't think they'll make the group stage again, but they'll get European football again, in my opinion. Slovan Bratislava, Dinamo Batumi. I'm going with Slovan Bratislava. They got more quality and more experience. They had Conference League last year. So out of these 30 teams that will be in, so with counting Levadia Tallinn, how many teams have had European football? By the way, so remember I told you the stat about second qualifying round to European football last season. Well, not a single team in the first qualifying round of Conference League made it to the Conference League group stage. Not a single team. And there's 3 teams in the first qualifying round of Conference League this year that were in Conference League group stage last year. So like Mura, Flora Tallinn, and Alashkert. So let's see if any of those make it again, or let's see if one team from first qualifying round this time make it or not. So Cluj had European football group. They had Conference League. Ludogorets Europa League. Ferencváros Europa League. Malmo Champions League. Hojka Conference League. Bodo Glimt Conference League. Karabakh Conference League. Lincoln Redims Conference League. Sheriff Tiraspol Euro Champions League, and Slovan Bratislava Conference League. So that's 10 teams that had that had European football last season. Let's see who makes it through to the European football this season. I'll make another video where I predict the second qualifying round based on my prediction of this round. So we know who like the winner of, for example, winner of match 15. So I put Slovan Bratislava, and winner of match 5 I put Ferencváros. So it'd be Ferencváros versus Slovan Bratislava. So I'll make another. Actually, should I do this now? Let's do this. No, I'll do this later. So yeah, I'll do this right now, like just after. And so you get 2 videos. So yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like button. Please subscribe if you're new, and comment down below your predictions for the first qualifying round. And yeah, I'll also do the Conference League first qualifying round, of course. even though there's a lot of teams I have no clue who they are, but we'll see later. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.